defeats in the June qualifiers for Wales.
Well, I didn't really plan on making this video. Hello everyone, my name is Kieran, welcome back to the channel. And today we're just going to be talking about what's going wrong with Welsh football. Things we've done in the past that may not have helped the current situation we're in. And current coaches' situations that just aren't fit for purpose. And how we can potentially move on from that. So yeah, if you enjoy these kind of videos of just me talking about anything football related, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. Trying to hit 100 before the new season starts. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Alright, so let's talk about kind of the past. Let's say 6 or 7 years ago, around Euro 2016. We focused a lot on development of that squad beforehand. And we had a great short-term plan. We knew how to train the players short-term, make them provide many good moments for us. But we now know that that squad is aging on. You know, they're towards the end of their careers. Most of them have retired. And with that, I don't personally think we really had the best long-term plan in terms of developing youth players, getting youth players involved in the first team setup, even in friendlies, whatever else. But even then, like, we haven't had the best development in terms of, I guess, grassroots kind of situations where we haven't got the kind of situation where players or young people are trying to get into football in terms of internationally for Wales as much as potentially they were 20 or so years ago. I think that's a problem within just kind of our lack of promotion of football at that time. And yeah, it wasn't ideal, and it definitely hasn't helped now that Euro 2016 is long gone, those players are gone, and I believe the squad we have, it isn't a bad one, it has room for development. A lot of the players have definitely many years in them to play, but I think the issue is that we didn't develop them as well as we would have players beforehand. So I think at the moment, that squad that we have now is a lot weaker than the one in 2016. Is room for change, which I'll talk about now, but yeah, at the moment we've got definitely, regardless, a weaker squad in my opinion. Now let's talk about now the current coaches that we've got. Rob Page, if he doesn't get sacked, I will be quite surprised. I think what we've learned now is that he's out of his depth without individual performances from that of Gareth Bale, even like Moore every now and again, Dan James, whatever. When those players don't perform, and now that Bale's gone, Rob Page seems to not have a clue on how he wants to play the team. If you would have watched the Turkey game yesterday, which I'm assuming most of you would have, he's played, for some reason, his entire team have played behind the ball. And understandable after the red card, but the entire game, everyone was playing behind the ball other than maybe Brennan Johnson and Dan James, who got brought off anyway. We had no attacking threat. I never thought we were going to get close to scoring, but if we want any real chance of qualifying for the Euros in 2024, I think he needs to go now. I don't think there's a question with that. Another issue that he's got, back to my past point about him developing players, he seems to pick within his squad, in terms of the entire time he's been here, he picks the same maybe 13 to 14 players. He doesn't give a lot of players a chance. Ollie Cooper, Ruben Colwill, there's a few others, Charlie Savage, he's never been given an option to play. Even in youth games, I understand that those players are not good enough potentially to play international qualifying games, but they're definitely quality enough to get into friendlies or the training squad or whatever, or we should arrange something to where they're kind of in and about that first team level so we can fix the lack of development we've had recently. But no, it's the same 12 to 13 to 14 players that Page is picking in his senior squad. He picks them off of merit, he doesn't pick them off of potential long-term stuff, and I think that's a big reason why we've kind of fallen behind a lot of the nations that have focused on that youth development. Even Turkey, for an example, they've focused on developing a lot of youth players, and while it didn't work in the previous Euros, we can kind of see now that it potentially could be going into fruition. So yeah, it's an issue with Page that, one, now that he hasn't got the world-class individuals, I don't think he has really a clue what he's doing in terms of how he wants to set up. He seems to be trying to switch between a fast and slow play, and he doesn't know which one he wants. And he just doesn't give the youth players any chance, even in friendlies. As unoften as they come, there's still good chances for youth players to get development, and he doesn't do them. He only picks them off of merit, and yeah, it's not an ideal way to think long term. And how do we move forward? I think Page has to go. Like I've said, Page has to go. He's got a very negative kind of way of playing football. He's switching between a slow and fast kind of build, and he doesn't know which one he wants to use. He doesn't have the world-class individual performances most of the time, especially with Bale now gone. So, yeah, I think he needs to go, and whoever we bring in next, I'm not really sure who's really out there in terms of options, but as well as them having these pretty good foundation blocks to build on, we've still got Ramsey for a little bit, Nico Williams we know is very good, Brennan Johnson, Dan James. They also need to work on developing the younger players who haven't really got the chance. Like I've said, Ollie Cooper, Charlie Savage, Ruben Colwell, whoever else. Need to really work on developing them and getting them into contention for the squad, so it adds a lot more competition and a lot more meaning to play for a player, so they'll want to, do well, so they get further call-ups, do their nation well, all of that. Of course, unfortunately, this is a very negative video, but it's one of those where I think it has to kind of be talked about, especially after that game yesterday and the one to Armenia. But yeah, other than that, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, this is entirely open for debate. It's a very open topic, but that's my thoughts on it. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. As I mentioned, trying to hit 100 subscribers by the start of next season. If you could help that by hitting the subscribe button down below, that would be very appreciated. Support the channel in whatever way you see fit. There's links in the description to my socials, everything else down there. And yeah, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and take care.